Hey guys, so we're going to do something a little bit different today. It's a style of makeup that is quite different than what I have been wearing recently. And I have already applied some products. Everything that I have on and everything that I'm going to use now is going to be listed in the description box as always. So we are going to start with blush because everything that comes before that is kind of boring in my opinion. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my NYX Buttermelt blush in the shade Butter Together, which looks like that. Actually, it doesn't look like that because one thing that kind of bothers me about these NYX Buttermelt blushes is the outside packaging never matches the blush inside. I'll show you what I mean. There's the outside packaging. There's the product inside. It doesn't look that far off on the camera, but in real life it is quite different. I'm going to use my Essence blush brush and I'm just going to go dip like two taps, and then I start about halfway into my cheek and blend it outward and upward. Now I could easily stop there, but I'm doing the Perfector layering method today. This is the Maybelline Eye Blush Stick 2-in-1 Vitality in the shade number 1 Milk Tea Pink. Looks like this. I got it on Amazon. So I'm just going to twist that up and I'm just going to do one tap. That's it. And blend that into the powder. This Perfector blush method doesn't make a lot of sense to most people because you're putting a cream over a powder, but it gives it this like beautiful luminous finish. I like it, and those two colors coordinate nicely together. Alright, next I'm going to use an LA Colors Cream Gel Highlighter in the shade Jasmine Flower. This came from a limited edition collection at Dollar Tree. Wow, speak much? And because this is a cream, I'm just going to use my finger, but isn't that pretty? I'm going to put one dot in the center of my cheekbone and then just blend small circles across my cheekbone. Cream highlighters, it's easier to use your finger. I think it blends better. So that is that. I thought that color would coordinate nicely with this. Okay, now I'm going to do my brows off camera because it's a long process and nobody wants to watch me fill in my brows, I don't think. All right, I'm back. It's supposed to be 80 degrees today, which is crazy to have it be 80 degrees in New England in October. Last time I remember this happening was, believe it or not, like 40 years ago. I remember a day in October when I was in my early 20s where my friend and I were at the beach on Halloween. Yeah, that was really something. Okay, now I am going to use 2 eyeshadow primers today because I want to make sure that the product I'm using over it has a lot to grip onto. So I'm going to start with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot and just put a very thin layer of that. This blends out really easily and it's a good base color for my skin tone. All right, next I'm going to use an e.l.f. No Budge matte shadow stick in the shade, what's this called? Out of Sight. And this is a gorgeous blue. See why I said I'm doing something very different? I'd like to mix it up and not do the same style of makeup all the time. Okay, going in with the same brush and putting some of that on there. Okay, now I'm gonna put that right over the Painterly paint pot. And I gotta make sure that I work it all the way down so that it's flush with that lash line. And I also got to make sure that I get it all the way into the corner because I have a tendency to ignore that area for some reason. And I'm just going to take it ever so slightly up a little bit. So I just want to do a little bit at a time because I don't want this layer to be too dark, but it definitely has to be completely saturated over the area because of the product that is going on over this. But if you're more into subtlety and you like blue, you could easily just stop at this point because I think that actually looks pretty good. All right, I'm just going to put a little bit more because I want to make sure that I have enough of this colored base because it's really important for what I'm using over this, that I have enough of a colored base under it. All right, I hope that that's going to be enough, and I'm just going to do one eye at a time to save time because I'm actually trying to cook at the same time that I'm doing this, and that was kind of a mistake because I already wasn't focused on what I was doing for the first step of what I'm cooking. Okay, now I am going to be using what they call an interference mica powder. And I'm using Pearl Blue. This is from the company Just Pigments. They do sometimes send me free stuff, but I paid for this myself. I ordered a huge amount of these interference powders. I got their sample packet. So this is a sample size, which is like a really small amount. Oh, let me flip it over so you can see. They come in these little plastic envelopes. Now, normally I would transfer this to a plastic container, but I wanted to be able to show you what it looked like when they send it to you. So there's an envelope inside of an envelope. So that's how much you get. And you got to be careful with these because you get a lot of kickback, which can actually be borderline dangerous, I feel like, because if it gets up into the air and you breathe it, it's getting into your lungs. So when you transfer this to a container, it's probably a good idea to wear a mask or put a scarf over your mouth or something and your nose. All right, I'm going to take this eyeshadow brush and I'm just going to go right in to the envelope, coat it, and then swirl the brush a little bit to remove the excess. So, you know, it's a little tricky to work with these kind of things, but Oh my God, the effects that you can get. Okay, now I'm gonna pat this right over those two cream shadows that I laid down. Now the thing with these interference powders is when you look at them from different angles, you can see like a lot of complexities. Oh, I didn't tell you, this is Pearl Blue, is the shade that I'm using. I don't think the camera is picking up just how gorgeous this is, but yeah, it's like luminous pearl finish. Pearl finish is the most popular, I believe, of their interference powders. Now, some people order stuff like this in bulk and they paint their car. So you can get like a little sample like this, or you can buy pounds of it and do a massive project. Because this is a wholesale pigment company. Makeup companies buy these mica powders to make their products. So I'm eliminating the middleman and just buying it at the best price possible. And this worked exactly the way I wanted it to, because I wanted that other blue to just peek out a little bit. Now I'm going to take that blue cream eyeshadow stick and I'm just going to smudge a little bit of that along the lower lash line. And the tip on these are quite fine, so you don't need a brush or anything. You're kind of blending it as you go along. Okay, I want a little bit more at the edge there, so I'm going to go back to this and just pick up a little bit more. And just blend the crease a bit. Just so I have a little bit more color there. Now I just wiped away some of my pigment, so I'm just gonna tap my brush back over the top of my lid. Oh, I wish you could see what this looks like in real life, because my eyelid is just glowing. So pretty. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the camera off. I'm going to do the other eye. I'm going to curl my lashes and put on mascara, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do for a lip product. Okay, so that's the finished look with the eyes, and I'm going to put a link in the description box to this product in case you're interested. But if you place any orders with this company, just make sure that you read all the like safety warnings on the product page, because not everything that they sell is for cosmetic use. And they're really good about labeling, you know, what you can use and what you can't use, and even like what part of your face you can use it on. All right, let's move on to the lips. I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Perfect Pout Gel Lip Liner in the shade Comes Naturally. I love the color of this. It's like one of those peachy pinks. I just think it's so gorgeous. I love this shade of pink with blue. Okay, so I lined and filled in my lips. And now I'm going to use maybe the most beautiful lip gloss I've ever used in my life. This is by a company called Joah, Joah. It's a K-beauty company that they sell at CVS. And this is their Glassify lip gloss in the shade Fairy Dust. And that's what it looks like. It's that same shade as that lip liner. But wait until you see how gorgeous this is. Got to put a little bit more on. Yeah, it gives you like a glass finish. Yeah, this is maybe my favorite lip gloss that I own. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my God, I love it. And I love this shade of pink with the blue. So that is my makeup for the day. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel when you do. And now I'm going to go back and see if I can rescue my recipe that I'm cooking. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.